guys, it's your girls Vicky's Draft here, and today I show you 3 creative warpy transition, and I call this the 3D edition because all of these 3 transitions are kind of where we need the 3D layer. So I would say let's directly start with the first transition. For that one we need 3 clips. Oh my god, why does... Oh, I thought my After Effects is gonna crash. So for that we need 3 pictures, and what we do now is we're gonna resize them by pressing S or P. Here are helpful shortcuts, and we're gonna go to grid guide options, proportional grid, and we're gonna resize them, right, like this, that they all have the same size and fit together next to each other. Then I want this as a second picture, so that they have the same size. Then I put this, press P, do the position, and then like, wait, P, and then I do it like this, and then I do it like this, because they just should just have like one tile space between each other. And then what I do to make it easier for the third clip is make a right click on a timeline, new, and create a null object layer. Then select both layers and connect them to the null layer that we just created. Press P on the null layer, and then we can just slide like this and put our third clip on it here. Then resize it, of course, with 1 space left, so that's good. And then connect the third layer that you just imported with the null object layer as well. So, but I saw something, because this clip is still too small, so we'll go press S, make it bigger. Is it the same size now? Yes, it should be the same size. Oh no. Then change the ah my gosh, lord. Here, changing the position. And now everything should be fine. So what we do now is we can deactivate the proportional grid. And next thing is we're gonna go to the null object and change the position that we just see the first clip and maybe half of the second clip. And now we need the pan behind anchor point tool by pressing Y or press on the symbol. Or you go to the ease tool. It's a free plugin that I recommend you, because with that you can change all of this anchor point with 1 click and all at once. If not, I show you one example with the anchor point tool. We select, oh, it's not in the order. Here should be like this now. Here the anchor point, we all change them to the left like this. You can orientate yourself at from the squares here. I mean, it depends on where you want them to flip in. If you want it, you can do it on the right side corner, or even if you want it to be a X flip and not a Y flip, then do it in one of the corners you prefer. But I do it on the left, and I will do it in all of them now. But with the ease tool, you can just select all of your clips and press here on the anchor point left, because they all should be on the left, and you saved a lot of time. After finishing with that, what we do is looking where we start our flip. So I want the first flip to start here maybe, and I select all of my clips, activate motion blur and the cube, and then I select the first clip, press R to warm up the rotation, and press on the stopwatch and Y rotation here. And now we set the keyframe there where we want the flip to end, maybe here. And at the start, we're gonna set the flip to -90. And then we we highlight the keyframes and then press F9 to easy ease them. If not, make a right click keyframe assistant and easy ease. And it should look like this. Now, after easy easing, oh my lord, I'm so dumb. Anyways, go to the graph editor, make a right click and be sure that you're on the edit speed graph. And set the graph to the left like this. I'm still sick, by the way, guys, if I sound like a man. So now it looks like this, and it looks really cool. And now we can copy the value with highlighting them and pressing Ctrl and C on Windows or Command and C. And now we look where we want the second slide to start, maybe I'm gonna start this earlier, I'm not sure, maybe like this here. But I'm pretty sure I want to do a zoom out, yes, here. And here in the middle I want to start the second one, slide in. So I select the second clip and paste it in with Control and V or Command and V, depending on if I have a Mac or something like that. But now you see it looks kind of weird. And what we do is easy. We look where the first keyframe are, just press R or U, it's up to you. Oh, sounded cool. And then we can here make the clip shorter here like this, and you see now it looks normal. Now we do the same. Beep, beep here. I add the next one and cut it with Control Shift and D. We can do it like me, just put it together like I did it before in the second clip. And then paste in the values again with Control and V or Command and V. Now, yes. So now we need to do the animation. So what we do is now basically we go on our null object, press P to open up the position, and we can look where we want it to start. I want it to start right at the start. Press on the stopwatch on position, and then we go where we want the transition to end, and slide it there where our last panel is to see. You can do it like this, or like this, how you want it to be. I want it to have it like this. And then mark it, or highlight your keyframes and press F9 to easy ease them. Go to the graph editor. And we go to the middle here and do a middle graph. A middle graph is like being in the middle. So it's either going to the left or right, but it goes to the middle. You can look how you want it to be, a more tighter one or a more softer one. So I have it like this now. I like it. But maybe I want the slide to start later, maybe here. And this should start later too. Like this, it's good. But now I show you how to do the zoom out or the turb. And the turbulent displays. Let's start with the zoom out though. We make a right click, new, and create a null object again. And that null object, our first one where the slide is on, will be connected to the new one, and we activate motion blur and press S to up the scale, and then press on the stopwatch on scale, put it where you want the scale to end, and at the start just zoom in. Then mark your keyframes, press F9, go to the graph editor, make a right click, go to the added value graph, and we make the graph like this going to the left. But it's a little bit too fast, I saw. Like this maybe. Oops. I have to configure this. So like this it's good. If not, you can change it on the edit speed graph as well. It's up to you what looks better for you. I tried on edit speed graph. Like this. Looks both really good. I let it stay like this, and now let's add our turbulent displays. So for this, go to Effects and Presets and search for turbulent displays, and yeah, we need it to. We then make a right click on the timeline, new, and create an adjustment layer, and then add the turbulent displays on your adjustment layer. I show you my favorite settings now. I use it on every transition almost because it looks cool. So first I go totally at the start of the transition here. Press on the stopwatch on amount and evolution. I love to have the amount between 15 and 20 because everything above is a little bit too much for me, but you can look what your preferences are. So I set it on 20 now. The size, I always have the size between 200 and 500. I set it on 300 now, so I most of the time do random settings. The offset turbulence, I love to have it on 260 and 300. And the evolution to 90. Then I press U on a stopwatch and go to the end of the transition, and then I set the evolution to, it can be every number. The only thing that we need to make is something that is in a negative number, in the negative area. So I set it to minus 200 now, maybe. And then I set the amount to 4, so not totally to 0, but it's up to you. And now we have something like this. And that's really cool. And basically, I could do 99 episodes of warpy transition because you can put it on every kind of transition and it will look warpy and cool. And now I will use the setting for every transition that you will see now, so it's the same setting. And yeah, now I will see you. So I will add additional effects later at the end when I have all of these 3 transitions. So see you in the next transition. Next transition is like a, what the fuck was that? I think some ghost is in my room and is about to hunt me. Anyways, seems like the ghost don't wanted me to say this, but can we please appreciate Makima? She's so pretty. I love her. I want her. I need her. And yeah. Anyways, for the next transition, it's like a flip transition, but a masked flip transition. So for this, we just need 2 clips. This will be my first clip, and what I do is of course first scaling. No, not you. First, I'm gonna scale down the clip, and it's okay if they do not exactly have the same size. I want it to be big like this. Then what I do is marker highlight both clips and add motion blur. I put the second clip a little bit back, and then what I will do is we will copy the clip with Ctrl D or Command D, depends on of having a Mac or a Windows. And then we need the rectangle tool by pressing Q on the rectangle, then go to grid and guide options, activate proportional grid, and we look to create a mask, like just be half the size. And then what I do is going to the top one and creating a mask again. And then we have the part. We can deactivate the proportional grid now. And now we activate the cube on both of these clips, mask clips, and press R on both of our clips again. And now look where you want the transition to start. Maybe here. Wait, first to zoom out, then I want to start here maybe. And for that we need the Y rotation. So what we do is to press on a Y rotation on both clips and go there where you want it to end. I want it to end it maybe here. And you can choose by yourself now. If you want here, I start with the top one, no, with the bottom one first. I set it to positive 90. And then I go to the top one and set it to negative 90. So they need to have the opposite values, that we have like a flip that goes to the opposite side like this. And then we cut the clip with Ctrl Shift and D, both clips, there where the last keyframe was placed or is placed. Marker all of your keyframes and press F9 to easy ease them. Then let's start with the bottom one. Go to the graph editor, make sure to make a right click and edit speed graph and set the graph to the left. Like this, and let's do the same graph on the top clip or bottom one. Now we have something like this. And now we just do the exactly same on the second clip, so it's really easy. I now get the second clip back, put it above of them, and press Ctrl D to copy the clip first. To save time and not to mask again, I just press M on both of the clips from the first one. Press Ctrl C to copy the mask and paste it in here on the first one. Top clip with Ctrl and V or Command and V, then copy that one with Ctrl and C or Command and C and paste it in with Ctrl and V or Command and V on the second one. So you see we now have it masked and saved a lot of time. And now we do a flip. Press here to activate the cube on both clips again, press on both of them and press on a stopwatch on both of them on a Y rotation. Now set these keyframes there where you want the transition to end. And now we have to look. This is the bottom clip. This is the bottom clip, and we had the value here on positive 90. So we have to look where our bottom clip here is. This is our bottom clip, right? This is our bottom clip. So here we're gonna set it to minus 90. The value minus 90 because it needs to be the opposite value. Yes, like this. And this one means it's going to be positive 90. Now rewatch it. Yes, that's right. Wait. Yeah, that's right. Now mark both of your keyframes, press F9. And let's start with the bottom one. And this graph is going to the left on the edit speed graph, by the way. And we do the same graph on the second one. So now I have something like this. Maybe I do it slower. Like this. And now we're gonna add the same turbulence displays I did at the start. And I'm not gonna explain because it's basically the same setting. If not, I'm gonna blend in the settings here again. Okay, let's go for our last transition. For our last transition, we need 4 clips. And if I show you, they all have different sizes. So what we need to do first is to resize them all that they fit to the composition, that we all have the same size later, and it should be a square size. So I'm gonna do it really fast, and then I would say see you in a second, my house. Now I resized every of them, and of course all this is going to be in the description. The next thing we're going to do is to make a right click on the timeline, new, and create a null object. We connect every clip to the null object, activate motion blur on all of your clips, and 3D cubes on all of your clips. So what we do now is we need to arrange all of our clips. This is going to be difficult maybe, but yeah. So the first clip is going to stay there in full motion. And then we go to the second clip, press P to open up the position, and you know we see the clip here, so that's a good thing. And we put the clip next to the first one. And then we go to the second clip here and gonna set the anchor point to the left with either the anchor point tool or pan behind tool, I don't know, or by pressing Y. And then we set the anchor point here to the left, but I recommend you to get the easy ease tools I already told you, and then you can do it with one click and save a lot of time. It's far more accurate. And then what we do is we press R to the rotation, and we need the Y rotation because it's gonna be like a flip in again. And I recommend you go to the first null object, press P. It could get a little bit chaotic, and then look where you wanted the motion to start. Maybe here, press the stopwatch and P. And then we go there and slide here. Like this. And it should go like this. And then we can do here, press and stopwatch on a Y rotation. We set the keyframe there where it should end. We could maybe align it. And we set it to -90. And you know, it should go like this. And then marker both of the keyframes, press F9. And let's start grabbing the position one on a null object on a position. We're gonna do a middle graph on this one. Like this maybe. It could maybe look weird now, so what I do, where the flip starts here, I press Ctrl Shift and D to cut the clip. So it looks like this, and now we're gonna keyframe the rotation one. Go to graph editor, I'm on edit speed graph right now, and set the graph to the left. Like this, so it's gonna look like this now. See, it's kind of glitching. So we will do something about it later, don't worry. Now we create a new null object, make a right click on the timeline, new null object, and connect the first null object with the second one, activate the motion blur in the cube, and then we press P to open up the position, press on the stopwatch on the position. Press P to open up the position if I didn't set that. And we set the keyframe somewhere at the end. between those two keyframes and then go there and go down like this. And now we have to look where our third clip is, and our third clip, we gotta set the position of our third clip here. We can just drag it there. And here we have to set the anchor point to the top. You can do that with white manually, but I click here and I have it directly at the top. Then press R to turn off the rotation, and this time we need the X rotation. And I set it aligned to where the position starts. Oops, set it here at the end. And I go a little bit back, because this is where I see the clip, and set it to positive 90, like this. Then align it here, and cut the clip there with Ctrl Shift and D, Command Shift and D. And we highlight the keyframes from the null object, press Ctrl F9 and grab it. We do a middle graph again, so every null object that I create will have a middle graph, that you know that. On edit speed graph, by the way. So this is a little bit fast, but we can adjust the keyframes later. Or I do it now, because I'm cool, of course. So I put the keyframes a little bit outwards, or to adjust it you can do the middle graphs a little bit softer too. And now I highlight the keyframes from the rotation one, F9, and make a graph to the left. Like this, guys. So I don't know why it looks buggy, but we can adjust this later. And now, our last null object. Right click, new null object, connect the null object 2 with the new one, activate motion blur and the cube. Then let's look where we start with the position, maybe here. Press P to open the position, stopwatch position, then I go to the end, and this time we go to the left, that is like a square. Whoa. So now we select the fourth clip, set it down here, down there, a little bit to the left, like this. And now we do the exact same procedure that we did before. So yeah, it's easy. I'm gonna cut the clip here with Ctrl Shift and D, or Command and D. And mark the keyframes, press F9, and I make a middle graph. So now it looks like this. And what we do is doing a rotation again. Of course, I need to change this anchor point to the right now. You can do it by pressing Y, changing manually, or by clicking on the ease tool. Now I press here, and we need the Y rotation again, set the keyframe there and align it with the null object one. And at the start, I'm gonna set it to positive 90. Like this, so we have something like this now. Then I mark the keyframes, press F9. Go to the graph editor, set the graph to the left, like this. And that's basically it. So we are finished. Now we could add our turb, but I will look now why it is glitched for me. And if it's too much zoomed in for you, what you can do is make a right click on timeline new, create a new null object, activate the motion blur, connect the one under it with it, and press S to turn up the scale, press on the stopwatch on scale, and scale it out how you want it. So like this you can do it. If it's still not enough, you can do it like this. And then I put it back here, and then at the start I zoom in, and then mark the keyframes, press F9, go to the graph editor and make right click, edit speed graph, and set the graph to the left. And this is how it looks like. But I see it starts too early. So this is good. So this is good. Now we'll add the terp and other settings, additional effects on all of my clips. And if you don't want to watch it, see you guys in the next video. Love you. Hope you like the transitions.
A shrinpu boy.